Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be discussing Black Clover Chapter 291. It's titled "A Duel with an Inferior" or "A Duel with a Distant Inferior." So yeah, let's jump into it. Of course, spoiler warning. Um, so yeah, the chapter basically starts off where last chapter ended, and that was where Asta defeated the twin devils Namat and Lilith. Um, and we get a little bit of conversation between Asta and Nocte, and basically, Nocte is praising him and telling him, like, well done. Even though, your union mode isn't completed yet because of the time limit, you did well. And after getting this praise, Asta is a bit overjoyed, and he's like, he knew it. He knew that Nocte was a nice person, and he really is a lot like Yami. And Nock proceeds to be Sundari on him and summon his shadow arms and grab Asta. And we see him smiling and he reminisces a little bit. So we get a little flashback of him and Yami walking together. And of course then Asta has his Asta moment as usual, and he goes in to, screaming with sparkles in his eyes that, the pain from using this, he won't be able to use it for 30 minutes again, and it hurts, and he can't even use his black medium mode or his black mode again. So yeah, now we get the official time limit. So we know he can use his union mode for 5 minutes, and then he needs 30 minutes to recover. We then get next what seems to be not just basically in his mind and thinking about how they're going to defeat these devils or the Dark Triad, because they are the strongest ones, and he's wondering how is everyone going to last for 30 minutes, seeing as those are some of the stronger ones, and this one was so weak, and they had trouble with it. So we also get a little map or diagram then of where everyone is and who's battling who. So we see, a little image with Mara Leona fighting the ancient demon. We see Fuego Leon and the resistance fighting the smaller demons that are coming through the gate. We see Morris, who is the Diamond Kingdom scientist, is with Yami and Vengeance. We see and Finral's brother fighting Xenon. We see Vanica and or Vanica is fighting Charlotte and Rill, and then we see Jack versus Dante. So the little map is like a little circle, and we see the layout, and of course Asta and Nocta one side. So that is just, I guess, to keep in mind where the fights are taking place. So we then cut now to what is Jack and Dante fighting yet again. And Jack launches his attack again, and we get basically what it is that Jack's magic seems to be changing, or it changes its property to match the opponent's magic. So that is why no matter what magic you have, it is still able to cut through it and cut you. Um, so Jack is still up and fighting. He's all bloodied, and Dante is being Dante, and he's surprised because Jack is at his limit, and of course Jack tells him to shove it and tells him he's going to slash him up. Um, of course we know Dante kind of gets high on fighting, so he's like, "Let me thank you for entertaining me, basically," and that he'll send him away spectacularly or basically kill him. And when he's about to fire off an attack, now we see a smoke screen appear, and out of the smoke screen, a fireball appears and hits Dante in the face, and it explodes. And then the smoke is cleared. Of course, the smoke is Zora's magic. And when the smoke clears, we see Magna and Zora in front of Jack. So they came in to save him. And, and this kind of makes Dante do the half face. So he's like, uh, and he asks, who are these people? Who are these peons? Because, of course, by sensing their magic, um, he sensed that they're weak. So he's like, nobody's like you shouldn't be here. Um, Even Jack is asking them why they're here to get lost. That they should get lost. And we get Magna now speaking to Dante, and basically Dante tells them first and foremost, you are trash, or you heard the captain basically to get lost. But Magna tells him that we're here to trash you people and rescue everyone here. Like we get Dante's half face again basically. Um and he goes on to insult them in a way and says that there are those who can entertain me even if they have low magic. But your magic is far too low for that. And this leads to Magna stepping up, and he says that, basically he's going to be the one to fight him and to fight Dante by himself. Um, so he goes on to use his gravity magic next Dante, and it seems he's using this to put some sort of pressure on Magna and Zora. So it's kind of like the Demon King's present magic spell that he uses. But he basically tells them, if I were you, I'd stop mocking me, and basically, you won't even count as a fight because you're that weak. And then we get a little flashback now of Magna and Zora and what they were doing during the fight at the Black Bull's hideout when Dante attacked the first time. So we see they were in the woods training, and what happened was Zora stopped Magna from going in because he told him that he would be a burden or he would just get himself killed or get in the way. And something to note there is before he stops him, he also tells him that spell is not complete yet. So, of course, we don't know what spell that is yet, but we will see it soon. But basically, Magna admits to himself that, he's weak. He knows he's weak. Um, and he just can't go back to everyone else and pretend it doesn't bother him that he's weak. He wants to get stronger, basically. And of course, Jack is being not Jack, sorry, Dante is being Dante because I don't think we heard from Jack again after this. But Dante is being Dante, and he's like, I'm not going to even use my magic on the likes of you. So go ahead, attack me all you want. Um, when you're satisfied, don't just leave because basically you'll just be able to tank all the attacks. And Magna then says, you know what? Okay, then I'll take you on. And he throws a fireball at his face again. And when he does that, Dante has the normal face, like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you actually trying? But when the smoke clears from the fireball hitting him, we see that a chain has appeared on his chest. There's a magic symbol and a chain coming from it. Of course, it's a chain of fire, and the chain is linked all the way to Magna as well. And for some reason, Jack's 100% Devil Union mode was undone. So we see all that disappear, and all he has is the two horns and the wings now. Um, and we see Magna making his flames into what seems to be some sort of like brass knuckles, then but made out of fire or hardened fire. And he proceeds to punch Dante in the face. And we get the name of this attack now. It's called Secret Flame Magic, Soul Chain Death Magic, or Soul Chain Death Match. And Magna says, he put basically he explains what happened because Dante says that his first attack he couldn't feel it, but now the attacks he are feeling them, or he is feeling them. They're stronger for some reason, and we get the explanation why. So basically, this new spell that Magna has is it absorbs all of your magic and all of his magic and combines it together to make one, and then evenly splits the magic between the two persons the chains are connected to. So that is an interesting magic to fight weaker persons because technically it would even the match by bringing down their magic and increasing yours. Of course, Magna says and proclaims that Magna's swing of the Black Bulls at the end of the chapter is going to crush you, and I think this is the first time we get his last name as well. Um, but yeah, and the chapter ends there, and the next chapter is on the 9th of May, so we have a break, I believe we have Golden Week this week here coming. So that's why. But something to notice or to note about this new attack is it reminds me. Okay, spoiler alert again. For those who watch or read Bleach and maybe didn't read the novels. This is a spoiler alert, so you could cut away here. Before I begin, I'll just say this was a great chapter. I enjoyed seeing Magna and Zora finally step up, and I would love to see what happens next. Uh, I enjoyed the chapter, so I'd give it like a out of five, maybe like a 4 or 3.5 out of 5. Um, so yeah, so I'm going to talk about Magna's magic now because it's similar to something in Bleach. So spoiler alert if you don't want to be spoiled on anything that happened in the Bleach novels. So I'm going to do that now. So Magna's new attack reminds me a lot of Shuhei Sari's Bankai, which we got in Can't Pay Your Own Word. Um, and that is because in that, when he used his bankai, we learned that his bankai was really chains, or the chains around his death sights then. And the chains would do the same thing that this magic is doing, right? Would absorb your spiritual pressure and basically both you and your enemies and then evenly distribute it, and then you would fight to the death, and whoever loses their spiritual pressure first when it's distributed dies. So this reminds me a lot of that in that aspect. And this is the only sort of time I've seen something like this used or a technique like that used. So it's very interesting. However, in Shuhei's case, there's a kind of force field, kind of chain barrier that stops anyone from intervening. Whereas here, Magna could still get help to take down Jack because Jack is weakened. And the advantage of that now is that now Jack could launch more attacks, or Zora could come in to help him as well. So I'm interested to see how that goes. So yeah, again, good chapter, good setup. We'll have to wait till the 9th to see how this goes, and if Magna can pull out a W, because it's been a while since he has. Um, so yeah, I'm also interested to see if Zora came up with any new techniques like this and what they are. So if you enjoyed anything I had to say, feel free to drop a like, drop a sub, comment. Um, I should have up the My Hero, not the My Hero, yeah, the My Hero review sometime this week as well. I will be doing a Mortal Kombat review. It should be up within the week as well. I was waiting for more people to see it before I drop the review, as well as the Demon Slayer movie review should be up this week as well. And I did a Yu-Gi-Oh unboxing Monday, so feel free to check that out too. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.